Ötillö World Championships, first Monday of September. It's gonna be 75 kilometers, including 10 kilometers of swimming and 26 islands to run through. Let's go through the course. The start is on the island of Sandhamn, in the center of the village. The first run, 1.2 kilometers, will be behind a quad or behind a moped, and it's really controlled the pace. Which means that everybody will arrive on the first swimming section all together. And this is the longest swimming section of the race, 1.7 kilometers. If it's a nice day, if it's really clear, it's gonna be lots of light, then it's quite easy to find the exit of the water looking at the stroboscope, at the light of the stroboscope on the other side. Otherwise, well, I really recommend you to find a good fit and to follow the person in front of you. Usually, everybody on this swim splitting in 3 different groups. The one going left, the one staying in the middle, and the one going right. While it's hard to tell right now what will be the best option, it will really depend on the currents on this swim. Well, the towing line are allowed for this first swim, which means it can be quite a mess in the water. Lots of tangling with the other teams. Be prepared to be a bit stressed. If you are a very good swimmer with your partner, I really recommend to go a bit away from the mass and to do your swim more quietly. The exit of the water, that's where the 3 groups are getting close, and then the exit on the same point at the flag, at the light of the stroboscope, is extremely slippery, always. It's a really flat rock. Actually, this first island is all on the coastline, the run, on the north side, on the south side, sorry. And it's usually a slippery run on this island in Ötillö. It's short, it's not even a kilometer, but be safe there. It's still the beginning of the race. Usually it's also quite hard to overtake the teams there on this island. Another swim, 300 meters, and then there is the first timing. And we are on the 4.4 kilometer run. This 4.4 kilometer run is technical. It's gonna be a mix between deep forest and coastline, rocky coastline. Actually, at some point after the half of the island, there is a section really on the edge of the cliff. It can be quite tricky section. Then stay safe there and try to find the best option. When we are done with this island, we have 2 swims before the first long run on Remires. These 2 swims can be quite tough because they're quite open. The currents are quite strong, then you have to be ready to really read the currents there. Look at the team in front of you, if there is any, and check where they're going and see if they are drift away with the currents. In between these two swims, it's 380 and 500 meters, the 2 swims. In between there is a really small island, only 200 meters to run. A bit on the sand and then a bit on the rocks. If you are in the group there, I recommend you to run this 200 meter island quite well, to not losing the group. It's really easy to take it really slow and then you losing the feet of the team in front of you for the second swim. And then it's time to start the first long run of this race. This is the island of Remires. It's divided in 2 sections. The first section, 4,300 meters, until the first energy station. Timing number 3 it's gonna be. To arrive to this station, it's mostly gravel road. It's quite flat, but not totally flat. You have to if you think that you're gonna run at your good 10 kilometer pace or half marathon pace, I recommend you to review a bit your expectation, because there is a bit of undulation. After the energy station there is the same distance to run, 4.4 kilometers, and the first part of this running section is undulating on the gravel road, and then you are in the forest after 2 kilometers. In the forest, single line, single track, I recommend you to start getting ready for the swim. As soon as you will pass under a power line, that's time to think about the swim coming and to start getting ready for the swim number 5. Just before to arrive on the swim number 5, you have a really steep downhill, rocky downhill. Stay safe there. Okay, we are at the end of Remires, exactly on Ötillö, and this is the only swim of the course where you don't see the exit. You have to swim along the cliff on the right. Could be a few boats there. Then stay right, and it's about 270 meters. You will see the exit on your right after the corner. When you exit the water, you have a short run, 800 meters on the island of Ötillö. Technical run, single track, but up and down, can be a bit difficult there. Then you arrive on the rocks on the south of Ötillö, and you have a 300-meter swim to do to the island of Munke. And well, from experience and from what people say, this is the roughest island of the Ötillö. The first part is not the hardest. We're running on some rocks on open field, and then we're entering the forest until an energy station. After 700 meters, you're gonna arrive at the energy station of Munke, to be on your right, just after some trees there. It's hard to see from far ahead. And then after the energy station, timing number 6, that's where it's gonna become quite rough. 1.7 kilometers of forest, up and down, lots of short steep uphill and short steep downhill, and then you have a massive downhill to go down to the coastline, to the south side coastline, and then you have a long run on the coastline, on the shore. The run is really sometimes you will have even to put your feet in the water. The rocks are unstable. It's really tricky. That's why I really recommend you to, when you are at the energy station at timing number 6, you look at your watch and you start to look at the distance. When it will be 1.2 kilometers after the energy station, that's when you should start to get ready. Don't wait to be on the shore, on this rocky coastline, to close your wetsuit, to put your pool buoy, everything. No, get everything ready 1.2 kilometers after the energy station. And then it's time to do a long swim, the second long swim of the race, 1 kilometer. Usually it has been quite an easy swim. It's always depending on the currents. The exit is not too difficult, but this island coming, it's only 530 meters, but it's quite a big uphill to start in the forest, technical forest, and then there is this massive downhill on the rocks. There is some ropes there. I recommend you to use the ropes. I recommend you to go facing the rocks and be safe there, especially if it's a wet day. You can have a nice slide there, and many people hurt themselves there a couple of years ago when it was really bad weather. And then please be safe. One more swim, and then we are on the second long run of Ötillö.